Pranam. In today's carefree world, where people think that there's no need for any relationship in life, whether it is brotherly, sisterly, or any commitment of any kind of relationship, that time Innervoicepaathshala wants to tell you, do not run away from your dear ones, because if you do so, there'll be no one to even put a flower on your dead body. And true relationship does not last on the demands you make, but on the sacrifices you make to maintain it. Secondly, we want to tell you, if ego controls your head, that time just go to the cemetery and have a look, because even the great people have turned there into ashes. So, if you do not value relationships, if ego has stricken your head, and you always say, why should I? Then well, listen to this great story and why don't you try? So guys, this is one of the stories during the time of Lord Rishabdev. Lord Rishabdev had 100 sons, except Lord Rishabdev's two eldest sons, Bharat and Bahubali. The remaining 98 sons with his daughters Brahmi and Sundari with 4,000 kings joined Lord Rishabdev in the act of Diksha. At the time of his Diksha, Lord Rishabdev handed Ayodhya to Bharat and Takshashila to Bahubali. Bahubali was endowed with the superior body of extraordinary sturdiness and strength, because in his previous birth he had served 500 sadhus by doing seva, and hence he gained enormous strength in his current birth, and thus he was named as Bahubali. Bharat in his previous birth shed Gotri with all the monks, so he got the Chakravarti title in the next birth. In his armory there appeared the divine disc weapon called as Chakra. This Chakra helps the king to become a Chakravarti, means the ruler of the world. Now Bharat quickly established his firm hold over all the kingdoms. As he was an ambitious ruler, he intended to become an emperor of the world with a strong army and different type of fighting equipments. He embarked upon his journey to conquest. Once, one of Bharat's officials came up to him and told, "Your Majesty, the chakra is not entering the armory." Bharat asked him, "What is the reason behind it?" The official said, "Your Majesty, your younger brother Bahubali is not willing to surrender his kingdom." Bharat starts thinking about Bahubali's strength and his brotherhood. Bharat decides to send off his official to Bahubali's kingdom. The official tells Bahubali to surrender his kingdom before the Chakravarti, and in return he'll be given more than his expectations. And well, this was just a formality. On hearing this, Bahubali was extremely furious. The official tries all his luck to convince Bahubali to surrender, but Bahubali was not convinced. Bahubali gets agitated and is now filled with anger and pride. He tells the official, "That is enough. Tell your emperor that he's forgotten the power of Bahubali. I can only surrender myself to God. I will never surrender in front of Bharat. Just leave before you're not in the state to return back to your kingdom." The official returns back to Ayodhya and passes the message to Bharat that nothing worked out and Bahubali challenged for a war. Bharat was angry and decided to go to Takshashila to fight with his brother Bahubali. Both of them were powerful warriors and no one could match their strength. On one side there was Bharat, the Chakravarti, and on the other side there was Bahubali, one with such immense power in his arms that nobody could compete with him. Just one blow of Bahubali's hand on a person's head would put the person to instant death. The war went on for 12 years. Due to the large bloodshed, the consolers from both the sides tried to explain their masters that there was no point in fighting with the entire army to prove the superiority between the two. A war between these two warriors would be so massive that it would put the entire world into danger. All the celestial deities suggested that they should engage in a straight duel war, and whoever was found superior would be proclaimed as a victor. In all the 5 types of war, Bahubali won. Bharat could not stand his lost battle. How could he bear his defeat? He became desperate and ignored the rules of the battle, as anyhow he wanted to win. So he hurled upon his miracle wheel, the chakra, at Bahubali. But the chakra was not meant to hurt the person of the same blood. It therefore returned back without hurting Bahubali. Bahubali became mad by Bharat's violation of the rules of the battle. He therefore thought of smashing the elder brother with his mighty fist. As he raised his hand for that purpose, the onlookers and Indradev trembled with the idea of Bharat's imminent end and requested him to calm down. After all, he is your brother. But all of a sudden, Bahubali thought, what am I doing? Am I going to kill my elder brother for the sake of worldly possessions that my father and other brothers had willingly sacrificed? He saw the evil in killing his brother, whom he used to respect. As proud as he was, how could he ever turn back his raised hand? He therefore used his raised hand for pulling out his hair, as a monks do during Diksha, as a symbol of renouncing the worldly life. Now, Yudh Bhumi turns into Diksha Bhumi. Bharat realizes and repents for whatever he had done. He cries and pleads to Bahubali to take up his kingdom back. Bahubali bows to Bharat as a sign of forgiving, but in return, he says nothing but takes Diksha. Bahubali then thought, if I go to Sammavasaran of my father Lord Rishabdev, I would require to bow to my 90 younger brothers who had renounced earlier and became Kevalis, as they would be considered senior to me. How would his ego let him do that? He therefore decided to seek the enlightenment first on his own, and then he shall go to Sammavasaran. Now, he started meditating without food on the very spot where he stood. He was so focused on his meditation that he did not even remember how long he continued it. Even the creepers began to grow on the support of his feet. 1 year passed in that posture of meditation without food. Bahubali, however, did not gain enlightenment. How could he gain it, since he did not get rid of the ego that was overpowering him? At last, Lord Rishabdev, out of compassion, sent Brahmi and Sundri to bring him back to the right path. They came to the place where Bahubali was meditating. Seeing the mighty brother standing like a rock, they calmly said, "O brother Bahubaliji, please get off the elephant." As their familiar voice reached the ears of Bahubali, he opened his eyes in all amazement and looked around. But where was the elephant? He then realized that he was riding the elephant of ego the entire time. He immediately overcame it and decided to go to Lord. During his long penance, he had overcome all other defining instincts except ego. Now, as the ego was gone and humbleness prevailed in its place, as he took the first step towards Lord, he achieved Keval Gnan. He then goes to Lord Rishabdev Sammavasaran and takes the place along with other Kevalis. His lifespan had almost reached to an end, and therefore he soon attained the ultimate liberation. So friends, lastly, Innervoicepaathshala wants to tell you that pride divides while humbleness unites. So by valuing relationships and adopting humbleness, aspire yourself correctly and inspire the world.